Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Down here watering the hogs. We're shuffling some animals around. We finally got our additional hot wire in, so we moved the sheep and the goats and the dogs from the small pen by the house, and some of them were just free ranging and making a mess all around our house and on the porch. We moved them, and now we're shuffling some water containers and stuff. So I'm gonna try to move things around a little bit today, dodge some thunderstorms, and see what else we can get into. We originally made this shelter for these sheep in this pen, but they never even use it. They just hide out by the shed over there whenever there's a storm. That's where they always hang out. So I'm gonna go put this in with the goats and the sheep and the pups because they got the dog house, but the goat's gonna kick everything else out of there. So we at least need another shelter for those that want it. The sheep don't hardly use a shelter, but the goats like a shelter. So we got all these animals here, the goat, the baby goats, those two sheep, and the two dogs. And we got this area fenced, which is a big section of woods. It's probably an acre of woods. We also found a guinea nest down here. It's got like 16 eggs in it. So we're gonna take those, and I think Sarah's gonna try to incubate them. The guineas cover a big area, and they'll nest in some hidden, obscure location. So it's actually pretty hard to find their nest. When we brought the animals down here, a couple guineas were hiding back there in the brush. So we went over there and there's a whole nest. But we got lots of space, lots of honeysuckle and bushes. This is just a big thicket of woods in here. So this is gonna be perfect spot. The goats and the sheep have a ton of food out here. They'll be able to eat on this for a while. A big variety, got a little bit of open area, wild blackberry, sumac, honeysuckle, all kinds of stuff out here. So we're gonna let them free range in this area. We just got like 1,000 feet of fence running around this hot wire on a solar setup. So we're gonna let them eat this area down for a while. The biggest annoyance down here is we got to bring water down here. It's not quite as convenient to bring water and food down to them. We'll have to bring buckets down to fill up their water, but that'll be all right. It's gonna be a good spot for them, and they're happy because they have a ton of stuff to eat, and the dogs have a lot more space to roam. I don't even know where the other one's at. Oh, he's over there.
Daddy, we have to go.
Is that a good house? You like it? Blackberry in there with you? Yep. Hey, Blackberry, what you doing? Staying out of the sun? I brought them some water down here, so they got water now. And the little goat's there, Carmel's there, the two sheep are right there, and Mama goat and the babies have taken over the doghouse just like I figured she'd do. And she'll run everybody else out of there, but they're just chilling in there. I don't know where the pups went. Everybody else is right here close. The pups will probably roam the most, but they got so much food to eat, they don't even know what to do. They could probably stay in here all summer and have stuff to eat, I would imagine. I don't think they'll run out in this amount of space with this number. And since we're gonna get rid of the babies at some point fairly soon, once they're able to be weaned, they should be good all summer. The pond over here is looking fantastic with everything greened up. We got to clean up around it a bunch so we can get to it better, and we want to build a dock over here somewhere so we can fish and stuff. But it's looking good with all the rain we've had. It's full, grass is green. It's looking really nice. Trying to walk around all the fence here and see where the pups are at, but I don't know where they're at. They must be in the middle of it somewhere. There's probably some deer bedded down in this. Their deer love this spot over here. I see them around the orchard and in this area a lot. So they're probably gonna jump a deer and run a deer out of here in a minute. Ah, there you are. Y'all exploring? What'd you find? You find anything fun? What you doing? It's nice to have space to roam, isn't it? Well, it looks like they're doing just fine. All the space to roam now. Not as much as they'd like, but a lot more than they had. All right, I've got the tow truck hooked up to the tilt trailer. Now I gotta go look at a Facebook Marketplace potential purchase. Check it out and see if it's what I need. So, you never know. I think this is gonna be something useful, but we'll go see what condition it's in and if it's got the parts I need on it. One of these days, I'm actually gonna finish this truck. It's what we use for our Arkansas off-road recovery little side business. We don't do much over there really, but every once in a while we get a call. But one of these days, I'm gonna finish this truck and I'm gonna put AC in it because this did not have AC from the factory. And it gets pretty toasty when it's hot outside. But today I'm just gonna have to suffer. Whew, it's a little hot out there. We got this thing loaded up. I'll roll on home. And I'll show you what new project we got. Whew. Well, the old 454 finished another haul. So what we have right here is another project truck. This is actually not sure the exact year model. It's between a 2000 and 2002 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD crew cab, long bed. It was a 4-wheel drive. It does not have a motor or transmission or transfer case. That's all been ripped out of it here. So it's missing all that, but that's not why I bought it. I actually bought it, I was gonna get just the front differential out of it, but then he told me the price for the rest of the truck and I was like, I'll just buy the whole truck. So I need the front differential out of it for our farm truck because its differential's out. So I'm gonna steal that out of there. It has 410 differential in it. It's got the 14 bolt heavy duty rear axle in it here. So I could put this thing back together. I could get a motor, transmission, transfer case. I could probably steal one out of that 1 ton I've got back there, put them in here if I wanted to, but some of the body's a little rough on it. So I think what I'm gonna do, I've been talking about this for a long time, but it is still my plan. I think this may be the front end for our Megaburb build. We've got a 3/4 ton Suburban in the backyard that I pulled the motor out of for our white Suburban a while back. And that's a really clean body. All the back end, it's got one dented front quarter panel, but that doesn't matter. What we do is chop off the back of that 3/4 ton Suburban, chop off this one right in here, and then merge the two together into a 6-door, 12-passenger Megaburb. So this might be the new front half for the Megaburb. I thought about chopping up our 8.1 Suburban, but I really haven't wanted to do that. So this may be the perfect deal. It's got some rough stuff. It would definitely need some body work, or, you know, I could always replace this door and this panel. It's got some rust on the rockers, but not too bad. So that could be fixed. I can make a really nice truck bed trailer out of the back half of this, the bed and the frame here, and this axle make a really handy truck bed trailer. So that's probably going to get turned into a trailer, and then the front end will be the bones for our Megaburb. It's got a few parts missing. It's got a few random panels and stuff, but I can always get these panels fixed, these doors fixed, or get different ones, or I might have other ones. This side, I don't think. There's a little bit of rust, not much. It's a pretty clean, I mean, other than a lot of little dents and dings from being parked for a long time and, you know, parts getting stolen off of it and stuff like that. It actually wouldn't be that bad of a truck to bring back to life, but I think this will be the front half of our Megaburb. That'll be the back half. And, you know, I don't know when we're gonna get that done, but eventually, I'm gonna build the Megaburb. And I still don't know what motor I'm gonna put in it, but we'll figure that out later. It'll either be an 8.1 or a Duramax. I could use the Duramax out of that 1 ton back there, the front end of this, and the back end of the Suburban, and I've got all the parts here. We just all need to be assembled and put together, and the motor would have to have new injectors and oil pump and some things done to it. But I could use the parts I've got and put the thing together and have a Duraburb, a Mega Duraburb. So I don't know, we'll see. This is the new project. It's got a ton of other parts with it, extra panels. I got some extra wheels for the 1/2 ton Suburban. The guy that had this, I actually bought an ARB bumper from him a while back, And then he finally decided to sell this truck, and I was like, well, it's got some parts I need on it. So I've got extra fender, another extra fender, some bumpers, radiator. I don't know what all I got. A bunch of miscellaneous parts and pieces, a bunch of interior pieces on the inside of this thing, as well as other spare parts. So lots of parts. And yeah, I got 3 good spare wheels that match the Suburban. These are original Z71 rims, which they're not super hard to find. They're not super expensive, but went ahead and picked them up. I got one that's got a little bit of damage, so it's good to have spare rims because they're cheap. I can just slap another one on if I damage one. So I keep the stock rims because they're just cheap. But yeah, this is the new project. I've got problems. Once the Suburban's done and a bunch of other things get done, eventually this is going to be the big build. And if I have to, I'll figure out how to do it all myself. If I could find a really cool body custom shop to sponsor and build that, that would be awesome. Otherwise though, which is probably not going to happen, otherwise I will just have to figure out how to cut a body, cut a frame, merge them together, do all the body work, paint it. I'll end up probably doing the whole thing. It'll be a big project and it'll take a while, but it'd be pretty cool. So yeah, that's the new project. Now, did you look at those clouds over there? It's a big top of a big storm cloud. Pretty gnarly. Can hear the thunder off there. I think it's going to stay away from us, but there's some pretty nasty storms in the state right now. Severe thunderstorms, tornado warnings, that kind of stuff. Typical spring here in Arkansas. But I think I'm going to wait and unload this thing tomorrow. I think I'm going to call it a day because I'm kind of tired and it's getting late. I'm just done. I'm done for the day. So I may have to, we've been cranking out 2 videos a week for a pretty good while now, or trying to. It's not always super consistent. We try to be consistent, but sometimes I just can't be that consistent. But we've been working really hard, trying to alternate between doing stuff around the house, projects here, letting you see the animals for those of you that enjoy that, trying to work on the Suburban, throwing some trips here and there. We've just been kind of getting a random mixture here. We kind of cover a lot of different stuff. And some of you stick around for all of it, and there's a lot of people that only watch our trips or only watch our Suburban stuff, and that's all good. Certain things are interesting to people and other things aren't. But I'm probably gonna have to scale back a little bit for a little while. I'm just pretty shot at the moment, and I'm just gonna have to slow down a little bit. We got some other things coming up, personal stuff, things at church, just stuff we want to do with family, holidays, things like that that'll be coming up over the next couple months that need to take time over some of my time that I spend on doing content and things. So we may have to scale back to 1 video a week, but that's no problem. That should be fine. But I've been trying to get, I know we're really wanting to get this solid axle swap done, and I've been trying to work on it, but I've re-injured an old injury to my back. Periodically, I heard it originally 12 years ago, weightlifting, herniated disc in my back, had a lot of nerve pain and things from that, did a lot of different stuff trying to get that sorted out. And for the most part, I'm usually good. And that's part of the reason we do a lot of the trips is there's been times where I couldn't get up off the floor for most of a Saturday and even go out in the yard and do anything with the kids. It was just excruciating. When you've got lower back pain and nerve pain, if you've been there, it's debilitating when it's really bad. And fortunately, most time mine's not. Most time I can go to a chiropractor, I can get lined up, I can do some different things, and I can get it sorted out pretty quick. So it's not usually a big deal, but that's one of the reasons we do our trips, because I just know that I'm not always going to be able to go on trips with the kids, and I want to spend time with them as much as we can. And it's also a good place to have life conversations and get to know the kids. I work a lot, have to pay the bills, so that's part of it. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to. I'm hurting a little bit right now, so I've got to get better. This flare-up's been the worst one I've had in a few years. I've had some that were definitely worse, but this one's This one's got me down a little bit. I got to take some time and get healed, or I'll just make it worse and worse and worse, and then I basically won't be able to do anything. So I got to get healed, and that means rolling around on the floor, welding, lifting stuff, working on the Suburban's a little bit hard. I'll work on it when I can, but I can only do a little bit at a time, or I'll get my back in really bad shape, and I just can't afford to do that. I got too many things going on otherwise in life and at work that I need to be able to do, and that's just not quite as important. Some of the other projects around the house aren't quite as important, so I'm gonna have to take it a little bit easy, but we'll keep making videos as frequently as we can. We got a big trip we're hoping to do this summer, which is going to be really fun if everything works out and we can do it. I'm really excited about that. Another reason that I really want to get healed up, because I want to be able to do that trip, and if I'm hurting, I can't do that trip. So we'll see what happens, but we'll keep working on projects. Appreciate all you that watch our videos. Sometimes I wonder why you watch them, because I don't know what you find so entertaining, but hopefully in some way we're providing a level of entertainment, but also encouragement, maybe some humor in the mix, maybe some good ideas, maybe some bad ideas that you could learn not to do, like buying more parts trucks and doing solid axle swaps, though that actually might be a good idea. But yeah, that's just where we're at currently. So I'm gonna try to get rested up. I'll work on things as I can, but it may be a little bit slower on the videos, and that's just gonna be what it is. So we appreciate you watching and spending time hanging out, enjoying our animals. It's fun to be able to share all the animals and the garden and all those things that are going on and the projects like this. I'm really looking forward to building the Mega Burb. I don't know when it's going to be, hopefully in the next couple years, as I've slowly been accumulating parts and making plans, and this is a big part for it. So we're getting closer, but obviously I got several things to get done first. So we'll do things as we have the time and as we have the money, if the Lord allows. And that's just kind of the way everybody's life is a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to quit rambling, and appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.